Oh my, what you do to me? Guys, we've got a lot to talk about with this new Honkai Star Rail update. I know it's been basically like a day or so since the update has been out, but I just have a couple of things that I definitely want to talk about. Hello guys, my name is Luna, but you can just call me Lux. Today we're gonna go ahead and discuss, talk, and debrief, or whatever the heck you want to call it, about the new update in Honkai Star Rail. First off, starting strong with my man Finon. Now, I was obsessed with his character. Honestly, I wasn't really looking forward to any characters in the future updates and patches, so Finon was really just a breath of fresh air. He has like 3 moves that he does in his ultimate form, and he gets extra health, so it's like he turns into like this god mode or whatever, and he legit looks so cool to me. I've never seen a character like that in any Hoyo game, so it's actually it was like a real breath of fresh air. We first have his main attack in his godlike form, and then we have his second, which basically allows all the enemies on field to attack him, and then his third is where he does like this huge like nuke attack on all enemies on the field. And I was already I wasn't sure how to feel about Finon when we first saw him in the story, like at the beginning of starting Amphorius. I wasn't sure how to feel about his character. I didn't know nothing about him. I mean, none of us did, but just to see that he's like this ultimate person in the story is absolutely, I'm just so shocked. I don't even know what to say. I wasn't expecting his character. I wasn't expecting having 3 different ultimate moves for him in his godlike form, if you will. I don't know what form you would call that. I call it godlike because that's basically what he is. Like, I honestly, the character is a 10 out of 10 for me. Now, obviously, I haven't built my Finon. I was thinking about doing a video where I pulled for him, but I was just like, you know what? I'd rather just talk about him instead, just in case if I don't have enough Stellar J's to pull for him. I wasn't spending anything for this character. I'm sorry. Like, character is great and all, but I was not willing to drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this character, like for his E6 or anything like that. So I'm sorry for that. But surprisingly, believe it or not, I did get him in like the first 10 pull. I was like, I really want him in the first or second 10 pull, and I got him literally in the first 10 pull. Completely surprised, shocked, caught off guard. I wasn't expecting it because I didn't pull any characters last patch, so this was actually really unexpected for me because I was willing to spend everything I had on me for Finon. I literally was obsessed with this character, and I'm still trying to build him up to this day. Obviously, like, it's only been like the second day, but I'm still working to build him up. Okay, enough with that. Next, we move on to the story quest. Now, one major update that may not seem major to others, but it's huge for me, is the ability for the skip button. Oh my gosh, I was abusing the heck out of that skip button during the story mode. I'm sorry. I've always said how I'm not really a story driven person in these types of games. I never care about the story. I don't really care about what happens in the story. Like, sometimes it really just is a filler for the main content. Like, I get it because you want the content to feel longer than it actually is, but I genuinely do not care about the story. I'm sorry. If you guys care about it, that's great for you, but I genuinely don't care about what happens in the story. Now, obviously, for like the actual like cinematic cutscenes where I can't actually skip them, they're like embedded into the game, are the ones where I was like, you know what, this is actually really pretty. You know, we saw Finon transform into his other form. I don't know what the name of the other form is called, but we saw him transform into that, and it was just so, I really felt for Finon. Honestly, I never really felt attached to Finon until this story update, and my gosh, let me just say, the cinematics, the graphics, music was absolutely top tier. Even though I skipped like mainly all of the dialogue. I skipped all of the dialogue, all of the roundabout talking. But when it came to the cinematic cutscenes, I was literally like in shock. I put my headphones on and I was just like, wow, the song is hitting, the animation is hitting, the character design is hitting, like their facial expressions. And even though they're like anime characters, they don't really have much of quote unquote facial expressions, but you can tell like this was pretty intense It was heavy. I don't exactly know everything that was going on because, again, I didn't read the dialogue. I didn't even skim through it. I didn't even read the summary of what was saying. I just skipped through everything. But I really felt like very impacted by the whole story for this update. Honestly, it was just beautiful. And then that one cutscene that Honkai Star Rail released on their main YouTube channel that was actually placed into the game, that whole animation scene was gorgeous. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure what that number is. I mean, it's a perfect number, but I'm not sure anything else about it. Like, I don't know anything about this story. Like, obviously there's been multiple cycles and multiple finons, I'm assuming. I'm not exactly sure the whole lore on that, but this story update, despite me skipping through most of it, was actually really impactful for me. I love how invested I've become in this character. Like, I really do feel for him now. Like, he really does feel like that one main character that has to shoulder everything on his own. Like, he has all of his friends basically either like dead or anything like that. Spoiler alert if you guys haven't played the new story. I'm assuming Cypher dies because she kind of loses her core flame or whatever, and she's just passed out. And then Mighty, and then Castress. We don't see Castress in this story mode at all, so I don't know where she's at. Actually, I forgot. I think she's in a different realm, but we don't see her. We lose Mighty, we lose Cypher. You know, I'm assuming we also use Hyacinth as well. Like, we're losing all of these characters left and right, and I'm just like, dang, that's crazy. Like, how? And these are considered pretty strong and fast characters. Like, when I saw Cypher die, I was actually kind of shocked because she's like the fastest, you know? Like, how does that even happen? But yeah, moving on to like the boss fight of the new story mode, I honestly don't have much to say about it. He's cool. I mean, it was this black cloak figure. I forgot his name. I don't know. Actually, I'm just gonna call him the Reaper because he has like the Sims 4 like Reaper outfit going on, looking like the Grim Reaper. Honestly, I don't know anything about this character. I don't know who he really is. We've been seeing so many different faces. We've been having so many major boss fights. I'm actually kind of confused on who's who anymore. I don't know who's the villain and who's like semi the villain. Look, I wasn't paying to the story enough to know exactly every little thing that was going on, but it was pretty impactful. Now, as per usual, I don't really have too much to say about the characters personally. I am kind of, like I said, heartbroken about Cypher and Mighty, but I'm hoping they somehow, some way, shape, or form, they revive themselves. I don't know. And then towards the end of the story, we saw, I forgot her name, Ceredris or something? The pink-haired girl that looks very similar to March 7th. We don't know much about her, or at least I don't. I don't know who she is to find on. I'm assuming like she's a close friend of his, and you know, she died a long time ago. I'm not exactly sure the whole thing, but that was towards the end. We get like a little bit of a flashback, and we kind of hear her voice kind of talking through what's going on. And to be quite honest, I still don't know anything about her. I don't know if she's alive in this time zone or if she's also gone. I'm not exactly sure. I have not been keeping up with the lore, but she looks really cool. I've heard a lot of like lore and speculation on her character looking very similar, very, very canon to March 7th. So maybe like her sister or like a long lost friend, or it kind of explains what's going on with March 7th, because we did kind of get like a clip in the story of March 7th, but we still don't exactly know what's happening to her. At least I don't know what's happening to her. I don't know what's going on with my girl March 7th. The last time we saw her was when she was like in her ice cocoon in her bed, and that was the last we've seen of her. But after that, we literally don't know what's happening. We don't know why this is happening to her right now. We're going through a whole battle scene and she's just in dreamland like Sleeping Beauty. I don't know what's going on with my girl, but hopefully that will be explained in the next patch of the story mode. I'm not exactly sure. And there was probably some new like game fixes here and there that I won't dive into because it has nothing to do with me, because I genuinely don't care. I didn't take the time to look up any like patch updates for this. Oh, another small update, which is already on like the game already, the Fate collab with Saber and Archer. I don't think I'm pulling for Saber or Archer. Well, you get Archer for free, and if you want his light cone for free, you basically have to do like 100 different different pulls, and I'm just like, okay, I don't even watch Fate like that, so I know what it is, the Fate anime collab thingy, but I don't really know about these characters personally. Saber looks really cool. I like her sword and like her movements, but I don't necessarily care too much about her or Archer or any of their Lycones, to be honest. But they're coming in like 8 days. So like we got 8 days to prepare, or if you're pulling for Saber and her Lycone, you've got like, you know, 8 days or something to prepare for her. And honestly, I might just get her and only her and not necessarily build her, because I already have another wind character that's pretty strong, that Fox girl or whatever. I already have her, so I don't necessarily need Saber, but I feel like I would just pull her just for the memories, because these collabs in general with other, you know, games and businesses don't happen often in games, and when they do happen, it's like if you don't get the character now, you're just probably never going to get it. So honestly, even if I don't really care or want Saber that much, and I probably won't even build her, I still want to like at least pick her up. I don't know, we'll see. But I think that's pretty much all the main updates and stuff that I wanted to talk about for this update. Honestly, this whole update was kind of like a 10 out of 10 for me. It wasn't bad. I feel like if I was more interested in the story, I probably would have given it like maybe even higher, but for the most part, it was like an 9 out of 10. I feel like the one thing that boosted that up a lot was the skip button. At least now I don't have to continuously mash my play button all the time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below your guys' thoughts and opinions on the new Honkai Star Rail update, and yeah, I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye everyone.